What's up, guys? Welcome to episode 18 of Overrated, Underrated with Resilience Training and me, Coach Mike. This is that video series where you guys give me topics based on nutrition, fitness, and sports performance, and I let you know whether I think they are overrated or underrated. Let's get into our most recent responses from you guys. BLAZEPODS for agility training. I like this one. For those of you who may not be familiar with BLAZEPODS, they are these light devices that are being used to help with reaction time in training. What's cool about them is they flash different lights. You can program the light sequences, and the reactive, the lights change or turn off once you touch them. I haven't used them personally, but I have seen trainers use them in their speed and agility training. The question is, are they overrated or underrated? Well, let's talk about why you would use them. In general, when training speed and agility, there's certain qualities that we have to work on with every athlete. Agility, the ability to change direction, foot speed, multi-directional movement, explosiveness, suddenness, things of that nature. In an attempt to train these qualities, coaches like me will put you through drills. Most likely, these drills will simulate your sport or force your body into positions or situations that you need to work on to get better. So in a training session, the drill is shown by the instructor, it's hopefully demonstrated, and then the athletes take turns repping it out. Now, the one element that most of these speed and agility drills lack is the element of surprise. Think about it, when an athlete knows exactly what to do in the drill, there's no element of surprise. Therefore, an athlete in those drills are not working their reaction time. And when we think about sport, that's one of the underlying factors that's always present. Not knowing exactly what's going to happen, but being able to react to what happens. So a good coach will stick with the basics first. But once athletes show a proficiency in a drill or basic movement, the next step is to add some kind of variability into it, adding some element of surprise where they have to use their reaction time along with the skills that they've worked in the basic drill. For instance, we can work a simple side shuffle. If I have them shuffle from one cone to the other cone as fast as they can for 20 seconds, that would be a great drill on working lateral speed and conditioning. But taking that same shuffle and changing up the prompt, telling my athlete when I point right, shuffle right, and when I point left, shuffle left, that will add some variability, an element of surprise where not only are they working the shuffle, they're also working their reaction time to my cadence. What BLAZEPODS can do is take the coach's voice out of it. So when using the BLAZEPODS, an athlete will not only be forced to work their speed and agility, they will also be trained in using their peripheral vision and using their reaction time. So is it a great tool that you can use for athletes? Of course it is. But starting at 4 pods for $270, is it worth it? I think it's just a matter of preference and how much money you're willing to spend on a training device. But in my opinion, I think BLAZEPODS are overrated. Let's get to response number 2. Are protein bars overrated? Good question. Generally, protein bars are safe. They're good for you. They're healthy for you. But what we've seen in the past 5-10 years are big food companies creeping into the healthy food spaces and creating food products that are more enticing but are not healthier. So what happens is the protein bars that you do see, the popular ones that are put front and center, are the ones chock full of sugar and other additives that you don't need in your body. I mean, you've seen it. Go to a GNC or go to your grocery store and walk down the aisle that has protein bars. You'll see flavors like birthday cake, maple glazed donut, and strawberry cream. But since they are protein bars, since they say healthy on them, since they list how many grams of protein they have on them, it convinces many that those foods are healthy options, which will lower someone's inhibition to eat them in excess. Another reality about these protein bars is they don't have a lot of protein. Most of these protein bars that you see on the market will be between 150 to 200 calories, while only containing 6 to 9 grams of protein each bar. How about this? In comparison, one egg has 7 grams of protein and only 70 calories. So basically what this protein bar market has turned into is the most healthy candy bar. So, protein bars, are they overrated or underrated? I'm gonna go with overrated. Now, if you're into protein bars because of the convenience, there are many different ways that you can get that protein with quick and easy snacks. If you want me to dive deeper into that, leave a chocolate bar emoji in the comments below. All right, response number 3. Protein powder. I feel like that's so close to what we just talked about. All right, here we go. If we're talking in generalities, most Americans do in fact get the amount of protein they need on a daily basis. Why? Because the American diet is heavy in meat, so most Americans are getting their protein from their diet. But if you're a very active person, if you're an athlete, or if you're trying to biohack your body, for instance, you're trying to lose weight or you're trying to gain weight, using protein powder as a supplement will be a great way to moderate the amount of protein you're intaking while being on a specific diet. I'll give you an example example, some of my weight loss clients, all they have in the morning is a protein shake. It's a quick and easy way for them to get the amount of protein that they need while also regulating how much carbs and how much fat they're intaking. Some of my clients who are trying to gain weight, they're trying to put on muscle, not only are their meals programmed to put them the amount of protein that they need while also regulating how much carbs and how much fat they're intaking. Some of my clients who are trying to gain weight, they're trying to put on muscle, not only are their meals programmed to put them in the calorie surplus, I have them use protein shakes after they train. One reason is the body's more ready to accept those nutrients. And the other reason is simply calorie repletion. During the training session, we burn calories, we're trying to put those calories right back into the body. So for the person trying to lose weight and the person trying to gain weight, protein powder is a great supplement to use. But I bet you didn't see that but coming. Notice I keep saying supplement. If you don't have your diet in check, your training in check, sleep, water intake, not having those things that I just mentioned in check, and then depending on the protein powder to make up for it, that would be like not practicing your jump shot, but thinking that if you put on a headband and a jersey, you'd knock down those threes. Where do I come up with those? But in the end, everyone wants to know, is protein powder underrated or overrated? I'm gonna go with underrated. Let's get into our last response. How do you get rid of tight muscles when running? Now this is not really overrated, underrated, but let's talk about it anyway. When many people realize that their muscles are tight, the first thing they do is think they have to stretch more. But to be honest, that's not the case. See, tightness is not just a result of tightness. Tightness is a result of weakness. Somewhere along the chain of that muscle or those muscle fibers, there's a range of them that are significantly weaker. So what the body does is it prohibits you from reaching those range of motions to try to protect you from injuring yourself. So let's say it's your hamstrings that are tight. Doing more static stretching will only help you so much. But instead, doing exercises that force your hamstrings to work at all ranges of motion, that is what's gonna fix your problem and help you alleviate the tightness in those muscles. But coach, I can't always get to the full range of motion in my hamstring movements. And that's absolutely fine. What you do is you keep working to whatever your ceiling is. When you spend enough time hitting that ceiling of whatever your range of motion is, eventually you're gonna get to the point where you push through that ceiling, even if it's just a little bit. And then you continue your training pushing up against that new ceiling. So this process does take time and care. But I promise you, if you find those exercises that stimulate those muscles where you feel the tightness, and you come up with a training plan to work each one, as you continue to work your movement skills like running, jumping, karaoke, shuffling, you'll feel so much looser, so much freer, so much more comfortable out there on the field. And when you feel that way, can you imagine how much that will increase your performance? A lot. So strengthening to relieve tightness is underrated. All right, guys, thank you for watching another show. You guys know I love to do this, and I'm gonna keep doing this as long as you guys keep responding to me. Sometime this week, I'm gonna put out another prompt for you guys to give me topics based on nutrition, fitness, or sports performance. And as always, I'll let you know whether I think they are overrated or underrated. Stay resilient.